Hi guys, Crispy here, and welcome back to SnowRunner. So last episode we left off after completing the tutorial in front of the new Fleet Star vehicle that we have. So first object on the agenda, for realism's sake, is we are going to be rescuing this vehicle, basically. So what we can do, even in single player, is we can back up to the Fleet Star, press V for the functions, and use our winch, and we can attach to the back, to the front of the Fleet Star, which is out of fuel, right? So when you attach, it automatically starts the engine to make it easier for the game to assist in towing, basically. So if you do get into a pickle, you can tow your vehicle back, but it will consume some of its fuel. This is out of fuel, which is going to make it harder to tow. Luckily, we only want to take it over to that square, and we are on solid ground, tarmac, so it shouldn't be a drama at all. So you can see how we're turning right, and the Fleet Star, even though there's no one in the cab, is also turning right. That's just the game assisting you in towing a unmanned vehicle. Alright, so now we want to release the winch, and we want to drive the GMC out of the area, and put the handbrake on and turn the engine off. Now we want to change truck to the Fleet Star, which is completely busted, so we can't start the engine. But we can move it to the garage, which will give it a full tank of fuel and a free repair. So all its broken bits will be fixed just by moving it to the garage with the C key. Truck is fully repaired, fuel restored, 240 out of 240. Alright, so now we have a heavy duty truck. So if we look in the truck store, so the Chevy that we started with is in here. I like to have a look with these icons up here. So if I'm, instead of going all, if I'm looking for a scout vehicle, I can see that we currently have the Chevy unlocked, we have the Lodestar, we don't have the Hummer, we don't have the Scout, and these vehicles are not available in the USA. So these we're going to have to get over in Russia, I believe. So we are looking at heavy duty, and this one here, the Fleet Star. This is the truck that we just brought to the garage. So it's a heavy duty truck. Its stats here, its value is here. So if we were to sell this, we would get 31,000. So if we add 31,000 and the GMC which we had, which is a highway truck, this one here, for 27,300 plus the 8,850 that we currently have, would bring us to about 67,150. Which means that we could buy this Ford, but we're not going to, because that's not great. What we're going to be looking at is off-road, alright? So the first truck available for off-road is the Paystar. So we're going to need 83,000. So even if we sold both of our trucks, we still wouldn't have enough money to buy this. This is the vehicle that we will be buying first. So we're going to keep hold of our two trucks for now. And we're going to work on getting 83,000 in total, including selling the trucks later. Alright, so we're going to look at customizations for the Fleet Star. We have the 1900 engine in it. These two engines we can get by exploring Michigan and Alaska. Gearbox, we have the balanced. There's off-road and high range. Suspension, we've only got stock. Tires, so basically there's 3 42-inch highway tires, basically aesthetic because they're all the same size. If we were to upgrade to a bigger size, it would be better. Eventually we want like the off-road and the chain tires. So the winch, we've got the stock winch. Diff lock is engageable in this vehicle, which is fantastic. Spare wheel, which is locked, reach rank 16 to unlock, and we are currently rank 2. Snorkel, which is a necessity on any truck that we will be using, and this truck is a truck that we will be using. So we're going to purchase that. So we've got the snorkel on there now. All-wheel drive. Now we currently have it set to rear wheel drive, and you'll remember in the last episode, just in front of this truck, we found the upgrade for engageable all-wheel drive, which we're going to install. That removes the rear wheel drive, so we've still got the rear wheel drive for later if we want that. Now for the back of it, the cheapest option is probably to go with a flatbed. We basically need a flatbed or a sideboard in order to lug things around with it, basically. We can also add a loading crane to those, but we're not going to do that right now because we won't be able to afford it, and plus I don't think we need it just yet. So we're going to go cheap. We're going to get the flatbed. We're going to purchase that. And that leaves us with 2,900. Now we'll see if there's any visuals that we can get. Stock fenders, rooftop beacon, which we don't have, but we can install. I'm not going to, just to save the money. So the front bumper, we have the stock one. We can get the slanted. I generally go for the angry looking bull bars. So this one is rank 13, so we're not going to be installing that. Miscellaneous, we can have the cabin protector. Twin horns on the roof, external horns, side threshold, and sun visor. So we can't have any fog lights on this truck, which is a shame. Alright, so we've got the stock exhaust. We can't use the flat cap because we're not rank 9. We can use the heat shielded, but that's purely visual. And the rims are all free. So we'll go through them real quick and pick one that we like. I think that one looks good, so we'll go install on that. Okay, and let's give it a fresh coat of paint as well. Let's go with actually, let's just leave it. We'll leave it the original colour for now. Alright, so leave garage. Alright, so turn the ignition on, handbrake off. And now our heavy duty truck is ready for action. So the next thing I want to do, so we've got our GNC truck there, ready for if we need it. We've now got the fleet star. There's one vehicle missing from our fleet that's not here, so I want to go and collect that. So if we open the map, the Chevy here, we want to enter that. And now we want to plot a course to the garage here. Actually, we should probably get the watchtowers on the way. Yeah, let's do some scouting this episode. See the fallen power line here. This is one of the objectives for us in the tasks that we can complete. Missing machinery is up in the top right hand corner of the map, so we can't do that yet. Plus we want a truck with a crane for that. Motel Woes, they want us to find a curtainside trailer which is right at the top of the map and deliver it to the motel. And the fallen power line, which requires metal planks, which is from the town storage, and concrete blocks, which is from the warehouse, which we don't know how to get to. So scouting is our next point of call, I think. So we're going to use the Chevy because we don't have any other scout vehicles unlocked just yet. And we're going to go, I think we'll go up north Maybe we'll grab this watchtower, because there's something up here that I want. So, if we plot a course, we want to go left here, and then left into the town, right into the middle of the town, and then up there. Alright, let's go. Turn around. I'm pretty sure it was either raining or nighttime in the last episode, but that's a clear view of the lumber mill. We're turning left here. Let's engage the all-wheel drive as we're getting a bit of slip. So this is one of the many scout vehicles. It's basically designed to find the watchtowers. There are a few scouting missions that recommend vehicles like this, like getting to very high places that trucks normally shouldn't get to. And there's some specific trailers that only scout vehicles can tow. Some of those might be like lost that we'll have to go and recover. So after you do your scouting, there is still things to do with these vehicles, and they can also be used to pull your trucks out of sticky situations, provided that they're not too heavy, based on what's in the load. So like I used this to once rescue my truck and a trailer from the path that I showed in episode 1, where I got stuck for half an hour. This vehicle was the one that came and saved the situation, basically. Alright, so here, this is a task zone. You'll have to enter it to accept the task and get additional information. So for now, rock slide, we're just going to, so it's called rock slide, we're just going to drive through it so that we've got the task in our list on the map. So here, all-wheel drive again. Now we can see the watchtower just over there. That's what I want to go for. So we don't need to create a new waypoint, because we can see just over there that that's where we want to go. However, the terrain is going to get very tricky. Alright, so we've got deep mud there, so I'm going to try and avoid that by going on the left side here. Alright, now here, we've got water on both sides and the road looks kind of wet. So let's try and make our way across. Yeah, so we are sinking rather rapidly, so we're going to put it in low gear. Hopefully we won't get stuck too badly. So moving the wheel left and right can sort of sometimes dig your way out. However, looks like we're stuck, so I'm just going to use the winch to slightly pull us to a different angle. Pulled at that side. So I'm using the F key to get the winch. I got a quick connect. Alright, so it's looking like we might be in some trouble here. Okay, yeah, this mission has gone well. Oh, we are moving, ever so slightly. So I'm just going to keep moving the wheels back and forth, left and right, while keeping my pedal to the metal. And yep, there we go. Beautiful. That's what we want. Alright, so it looks like we can successfully get over to this watchtower with some perseverance. Okay, watchtower opened. Now let's launch the cinematic. Upgrade location like discovered. So the map has shown us this top side now, basically. So we are here. The task that we went past and found is here, so that gives us rock slide, which is for here. So because the watchtower has opened up, we can clearly see that there's a rock slide here that needs to be cleared. There's also an objective here, trailer stuck over there, a vehicle over here, which is what we're about to go and get, and a task here. And there's an upgrade there, which I think we saw. Oh no, we didn't see that. This is the upgrade that we saw last time. Alright, so now we can try and make our way to this vehicle up here. So it's going to be tricky, but we're going to go back across here, because if we wanted to go around, we would have to clear the rock slide first. This path would be safer, because it won't be as deep mud, as swampy as this path here. You can see the different colours in the path. The game's basically telling you that this is better than this, but we don't have a choice at this moment. Oh, we do actually. We could go back this way, which we know we can get through, come down here and then go up this way and zigzag around there. Yeah, that looks like a better option. Let's do that. And then we zigzag around there and we turn left there, and that will take us to that. Alright, let's do it. Let's attempt to anyway. Alright, so we'll turn around on this more secure ground. So we're still in low gear, so we want to go into reverse. Being in auto, just pressing your brake pedal or your S key will give you an auto reverse like that, or you can manually go into reverse. Alright, so let's go the same path that we came through, but we're going to try and stick more to the left. Yeah, there we go. See, just off the side of the mud there is much more stable than going straight through the guts. Alright, so again, there's quite a lot of mud there, so I'm going to go around that. Especially with this vehicle at the moment, we don't have good tyres for this sort of work, but we do need to level up to upgrade the tyres. I'll just leave all-wheel drive on for a second. So like if we had off-road tyres, taking all-wheel drive off there would probably be more suitable. Alright, so we're going up this way. Loosely follow the path. So all of these trees and bushes, or the trees especially that I'm sort of running over, like this one up here, these are winch points, so I can winch to them, but you can also just run them down. But once you winch to them and pull them too far, they will despawn temporarily, and same as if you run over them, they won't be available for winching. So just be careful of what you're driving into and consider whether or not you're going to need to winch to that tree or not. Because you can use it like you can winch and just sort of pull yourself a little bit before the tree actually completely collapses. And with the winch you can also do it while you're moving. So you can use it to do sharp turns or to keep yourself from falling off of a cliff or something. So there will be situations where we will have to do that. But there's not many situations like that on this map. In the the Smithfield down, there's a couple of spots where winching to a tree while going past just like one spot on the edge of a cliff is going to save you from either tipping or falling off the cliff. Scouts can also be upgraded to have a winch that's completely battery powered, whereas the current winch on this vehicle and on all the trucks is powered by the engine. So if you stall, if you flip the vehicle, it will stall the vehicle, and you won't be able to start it unless you've got all wheels on the ground. Basically, if you're upside down, you're not going to be able to start the vehicle. So the battery powered winch you'll be able to use without the engine running. Right, so we've managed to get into some deep mud here. So let's pull on the tree here with the winch to try and get up to the side. Let's grab the next winch point. So here I'm using the winch while driving to keep me from slipping to the right into that mud. The left, sorry. I know my left from my right. Alright, so there's some boulders here, so I'm going to go slowly over these. If I hit that at speed, we would have damaged probably the suspension, wheels and or engine. Alright, so up here looks a little bit more muddy, so I'm going to hook the left. Right up to the top here. Sometimes you'll notice on like cliff sides and stuff, the camera gets a bit wonky. If you look on the side of the cliff, like it will sort of jump up quite a lot. So keeping it on the left is probably a better idea. Right, so that boulder seems to have put us on the side here. So let's go back a bit. Let's go around the boulder. Follow the intended path. Alright, and here I'm not giving it any throttle. Now I am. Just letting the vehicle roll down and just keeping the correct direction. Alright, so here looks a little bit muddy. Let's put a tyre on it and see what happens. Yeah, it's sinking a little, not too bad. Okay, this path is not too bad. To the destination. Alright, and here is our prize. New truck discovered, the Scout 800, gives us 100 experience points, and it also unlocks it in the shop for purchase. Now not only that, if we press the functions, change truck, Scout, it also gives us access to this vehicle. So this vehicle is fully repaired and fully fueled up, so we can just drive this back. But for now we're going to take the Chevy. To probably take this back to the garage next, I think. Yeah, so if we follow this path down here, we want to turn right when we get to the end, and that's going to take us down to here where we're going to turn right, follow that path all the way straight. We'll pick up some fuel on the way and then continue down this path. We're going to want to turn left here where there's bridges that we built in the last episode. We might even go and grab that watchtower. I'll just leave a marker here as a final marker to see if it's worth going up there with this vehicle. And if not, we'll just follow this path all the way to the garage. Yeah, so let's go. So, around here isn't too bad, but it's going to get a little bit muddy further down. So yeah, basically with this series I'm going to be trying to play a little bit more realistically than most people would. I'm going to try my best not to use the recover button. So if there's a vehicle that's out in the field that's stuck, I'm going to try and use another vehicle to basically manually recover that vehicle. Whether or not I cut some of the driving back and forth because of the recover button. So like here, I'm essentially wanting to get both of these scouting vehicles back to the garage. So I might cut like one of the drives in situations like this, as you would have already seen it with one vehicle. Or I will do it all in one take. That's completely up to you guys if you want to pop a comment down as to what you would prefer to see. I'm just going to winch to this tree here on the edge to pull out of this mud here. Okay. I'm going to drive through that task because I can't remember if we picked it up the first time, which it looks like we did. Up here, and then we want to turn right. Now we don't want to do paths like this too fast, because a lot of the road is very windy, and if you're going too fast the road might just vanish on you, because there'll be a sharp turn that you might have missed because of the speed. So here looks like a little bit of mud, not too bad. Yeah, a lot of these upgrades and watchtowers we should be getting, but there's something more important that I'm trying to get done first. And now we're back on this main road through the map, so we can flick off all-wheel drive there. So the barriers like that, the roadblocks, like just say your council workers or your dogs that are barking because no one else lives in this town, they go and set up those barriers. They will set up each time the game is reset, basically. So after you exit the game and come back in, the barriers that you've knocked over will return, even if you fixed the road, which I think is a developer oversight, but oh well. So this main road through this map is decent enough to drive without having to worry about getting off-road vehicles or anything. So basically we can get from the town to the garage without too much hassle. I'm going to pull in here and refuel the tank. We'll listen to the radio that the game has presented us. Alright, and then, see, that's a bit of the janky camera angle there. It just doesn't like where we're parked. Alright, so now through these barricades here. Dangerous water level, that's fine. All-wheel drive, get some grip on. All-wheel drive off. Now you see here, these barricades I'm pretty sure we knocked down in the last episode, but I have done a restart on the game. So next time I restart, that barricade will be reset. Right, let's flick the lights on. The scout vehicles, the windows actually look a little bit darker. Some of the trucks look more like lighter than this. Alright, so this bridge here, this should take us to the garage, I believe. Yeah, that's right, I was going to go up there, wasn't I? We'll do that in another episode, I think. We'll head straight to the garage from here. So, like that. Because this is just a straight road. We do want to go there first. Because there's a T-junction here, so I put my waypoint here to remind me not to sort of bend that way. I want to bend this way. And then here we want to turn into the garage. Alright, and just for viewing pleasure, I will just skip the time to morning. Which is not possible in online multiplayer at this stage. But since we are playing this Let's Play solo, we can use the time button. And I know some people are probably thinking and possibly typing in the comments, you want to play this realistically and not use the recover button, but you'll press the time button. That is for your viewing pleasure. I have no problem playing at night time, but it looks better on camera during the day. Alright, all-wheel drive on as we're sinking in a... You'll notice a lot of these tracks, like one side is deeper than the other, and one side in certain maps might end up being deep enough to actually tip your entire vehicle. So you have to be very careful. I probably turned all-wheel drive off a little too early there, but that's fine. Alright, so now the farm is on the left here. Now here, I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera, but the vehicle that we saw in the middle of the field there last time, that's got a yellow box around it, so that's an objective for later. So basically that vehicle is going to need rescuing. And there's a trailer there that we didn't see before. So we might actually just really quickly, probably should be doing this forwards, but you know, YOLO. We'll go through this task box to unlock this task. The place beyond the spruces, which is a scouting objective, and we're going to discover this trailer. So that trailer is now on the map. We can use that at our leisure. And that just gave us 30 experience. So I should probably go and explore all the trailers as we find them. But quite often I forget. I see the trailer and I'll be like, oh yeah, I'll come back for it later. 40 hours later it's still there. And I've still not gone anywhere near it. I love the physics on the just the bouncing of the vehicle, the terrain, the mud throwing off of the tires, the water here, if the camera doesn't want to be janky, the water around the tires. This game just looks clean. So here we are, back at the garage. Okay, so, oh, bit of a drip. Alright, so now we have 3 of our 4 vehicles back at the garage. And so, normally I would park them neater than this, but we are strapped for time, so we're going to stop the engine. And then we're going to open the map. I'm going to head back to the Scout. And we're going to drive this one back. So just before we go, just a quick look in the interior. Spare wheel will be installed in the back there if we choose to use this vehicle as scouting. It's got diff lock always on, which is very good. All-wheel drive is toggleable. It's got low gear, auto, neutral, reverse. Alright, so we're in all-wheel. So I'll start bringing this one back, and I will see you back at the garage. Alright, and we are back. Now I'm nearly back to the garage, but I do want to go down this way here, which I did drive down there, and then I've come back to show you where I am and which way to go, because there's something that is here that we haven't seen yet because we haven't unlocked this watchtower. So I'm going to go down this way. So it's just by the puddle on the road with the water over road sign. And we're turning left instead of going straight. I actually forgot how easy it is to tip the Scout. I almost lost it a few times. So right here, across this bridge, is another upgrade location. So we can grab that. Upgrade location discovered. Now we need the vehicle to be inside the square. So I did have it just then, but just like that. Handbrake. C to get upgrade. So it's a raised suspension kit for the GMC, which we do have that truck. But we're not going to have it for long. So that's the truck that you get from the tutorial. The one that we use to deliver the parts to the bridge. Now, if we go straight, we can still get to the garage. However, it's extremely muddy that way, so I think it's going to be safer heading back this way. And going through this bit of mud here, which is nowhere near as deep or as long as the other one. So yeah, the Scout 800 that we're driving now is the Scout that I'm using in my Twitch playthrough at the moment. I do quite like it, but I haven't unlocked many of the scouts. It's just this one and the ones available in the shop in this playthrough. That's pretty much the same on the Twitch playthrough. So here we have all 4 vehicles. Now I'm going to drive this straight into the garage. Fuel restored. So I want to see how much this little scout is worth. 13,000, sorry. 13,700 plus actually let's just get all of our vehicles. So the Chevy, because they may be worth different amounts based on what we've installed on them. So we've got the Scout and the Chevy, the Fleet Star, which if we can afford what I'm going for, then these purchases for the Fleet Star will be sold when we sell the Fleet Star. So we want to go local map and one more, which is the GMC, which is the vehicle that we just unlocked the raised suspension for. It's a really good looking truck, but it's just not a good truck in this game. So move that to the garage. Alright, so we want to retain that, retain that, retain that, and retain that. Now, truck storage. So 13,700 for the Scout, 12,300 for the Chevy, 40,100 for the Fleet Star, and for the GMC 32,200. That would bring us to 98,300 plus the 2,950 that we currently have will bring us to 101,250. So, even though it pains me to do so, I'm going to sell that, I'm going to sell that, I'm going to sell that, and I'm going to sell that. So now we have no trucks, there's no trucks out in the field, but we have 101,250. So we'll go back, now we're going to the truck store. We don't want highway trucks, we don't want heavy duty, we don't want heavy, we do however want off-road. Now, buying this truck in the early game, now this is only episode 2, buying this truck early game is essential. You are going to save a bucket load of time with getting stuck if you use the other 2 trucks compared to this truck. So we're going to purchase it, purchase and deploy so that it's in our garage. And we'll just have a quick look at the customizations. It's only got one engine, which is a big downfall, so we can't upgrade the power of the vehicle. It's got a few gearboxes. All these upgrades we won't have except for the all-terrain tires. We've already got that unlocked, so we definitely need to buy those because the only other options are highway tires. Now, we've bought these all-terrain tires and it's given us ×1 for the 46-inch highway tires. These are the tires that it came with. We can actually sell those and that gives us 3,600. So we got nearly our money back from buying those tires and selling the old ones. Winch we can't upgrade. Diff lock is engageable, which is fantastic. Spare wheel, we are going to buy that so that if we lose a wheel in the field, we can just change it on this truck. We don't need to bring a repair kit. Snorkel, we can add the air intake filter on the side there. So we'll buy that, which is not quite as good as the short round cap, but it's better than what we've got because we're only rank 2. We need to reach 16 to get that one. Now the frame add-ons, we're going to do exactly what we did with the last one, which is just buy a flatbed for it. And then rear bumpers, can't change that. front, can't change that. The rooftop, now this is one of the vehicles that is very bad for lighting. So there's no fog lights or anything. So the stock bumper we can upgrade to these ones later. Miscellaneous cabin protector, we don't want that. The exhaust, the flap cap, we're going to buy that just because. Flap cap is awesome. Looks cool. The stock ones, we're going to sell those. 700 back in our pocket. Now it's only got 2 sets of rims and I prefer those ones. The colour. Now we went for, I believe it's that colour on the Twitch playthrough. It was definitely a bluey colour. That one possibly. So I'm thinking about bright yellow, or maybe a faded yellow, purely because of the interior. Yeah, we'll go bright yellow, apply color, which I believe is free. Okay, so that's ready to go. Let's leave garage. So we now have our new truck. And the interior, even if you paint the outside, the interior stays yellowy. Like the inside of that door is like a faded yellow. Actually, we might go and put on the faded yellow colour just because of that door. I know it was a yellowy colour. Didn't realise it was that faded. But yeah, this is the interior of the truck. Nice little cup holder there. The dials are very small. I hate to zoom in on those dials while you're driving. Alright, so customise, really quickly whack on a faded yellow. Alright, and then leave garage. Yeah, that's a bit better. That matches the inside of the door. Alright, so our new vehicle is ready to go. So we have no other vehicles at this stage. So basically that recover button is now going to be accessible in this playthrough, as if we tip this truck, we have no way of recovering it. So the next thing we're going to need to buy is probably a scout, but this vehicle should be fine to get us through this map at least. And you'll see in the next episode how valuable it's going to be when we go through some rough terrain. So we're going to end things there for now. I like how the guy's head moves where the camera goes, and if you move the wheel, he moves as well. Moves his head. Yeah. So thank you very much for watching. This has been Crispy, and happy trucking.